Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, folks in Breathitt County received donations ranging from toys to hygiene products. And local entrepreneurs talk about why it's so important for folks to remember to shop small this holiday season.
Plus, it's been a perfectly average mid-December day throughout the mountains, but we're changing it up midweek. Details are next as Mountain News at 5:30 starts right now.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Children in Eastern Kentucky received early Christmas gifts thanks to donations at our sister station WKYT in Lexington. Folks donated toys, games, and hygiene products. And today those items were delivered to kids in Breathitt County. Jim Stratman was there for the excitement.
The hard part is over. Toy donations rolled in. We here at WKYT were able to pack our lobby full of donations. Today, well, that was the fun part.
Anytime we get to come up here is really special for us.
Volunteers for Mission of Hope took a truck full of toys to Breathitt County to surprise students. Margaret and Roger Davis were two of those volunteers.
Yeah, it's like the loudest noise you can imagine when you take off the plastic. They scream. They're so excited at what they see.
Many of the volunteers out here today drove all the way up from Knoxville, Tennessee, just to be a part of this event. For a number of them, they've been doing this for years. They say that seeing that smile just light up a child's face when they get to pick out their own toy, well, that makes it all worth it.
And just the faces when they get their toys and they go back and sit down and they're all of a sudden sharing them with their friends and they're opening their bags and like, look what I got, look what I got. There is like nothing like watching the smiles on their faces.
The Davises tell me that they've made the trip up to Breathitt County for each of the last 21 years Mission of Hope is gone. They view this as an opportunity to show those children that the wider community loves them and cares about them.
Love on the kids a little bit, share some hope with them and let them know that they're really important and they're really special.
Reporting in Breathitt County, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
Well, some of us have seen a little bit of sunshine on this Monday afternoon. Others, well, excuse me, the sun is going down behind the clouds. A look outside right now from downtown Hazard. Not a cloud in sight, really. 41 degrees on a beautiful evening as the lights downtown in Triangle Park coming on as the sun continues to set. There's a look from Moorhead. You can kind of see the sunset, some of those oranges and reds behind the banner there. 41, the current temperature along Interstate 64. Into the low 40s in many spots, especially in the Big Sandy where we've seen a few more clouds today. Otherwise, we're just now falling into the upper 40s in parts of the Cumberland Valley where they reached 50 or higher earlier on today. You see those clouds hanging tough in the Big Sandy. A few more working into the Cumberland Valley now. That's about it for the moment, but we've got more cloud cover and shower activity on the way. The latest in your WYMT First Alert weather app. You scroll through that forecast tonight, you'll see we're falling into the 30s with those partly cloudy skies, and we'll keep an eye on those clouds working back into the region. Details, though, on a return to some soggy conditions later on this week. That's in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. As many of us finish up or maybe even just begin Christmas shopping for our loved ones, small business owners are asking everyone to spend their money at home. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke to several local entrepreneurs about the importance of shopping small during the holidays.
For Mandy Scheffel, who owns the Red Spotted Newt bookstore in Hazard, community support helped her make ends meet when her business was flooded and as the world shut down due to COVID.
People came out in droves to support this bookstore, and that's why, that's why I'm still here. That's why I was able to move to a larger location. So not only did I survive during COVID, but I thrived. I was able to move to a larger location, and that's nothing that I did. I mean, that was this community.
And as we move through the season of giving, small business owners are encouraging everyone to shop local, not only to help keep these small businesses alive when times get tough, but to also impact the local economy.
Well, the national average just tells us that $73 out of every $100 spent locally is kept in our community. So And that is a definitely increase for our taxes, for our charities, local charities. That makes us be able to donate to those local charities, whereas, you know, your bigger stores may not care about your hometown basketball team.
Both Scheffel and Brewer say that when you shop small, you're getting a more personalized retail experience as well.
You know, it's not like a big box retailer where you go into a Barnes & Noble and the selection is larger, obviously, but what's in here feels like it's handpicked by me, you know, for the people of this area.
Making a large impact through shopping small. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Those with the shops on North Main and Hazard say a goal of theirs is to offer a place for people to shop without having to travel an hour or two to find gifts for loved ones. The Federal Reserve plans to meet this week to consider another interest rate hike to tackle high inflation. You may already be stretching your wallet to buy gifts for your family and friends. CBS's Scott McFarland shows us how the high cost of Christmas is hitting Americans in other ways, too.
Christmas tree farmer Gary Thomas is chopping and selling trees he planted 8 years ago at his sprawling operation near the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. That's how long it takes to grow trees tall enough for people's living rooms.
I need to get height. People want, 8 foot.
Thomas says when the trees went in the ground, he had no idea how expensive business would be this Christmas. He says he needs to pay more to keep workers in a competitive labor market, and his supply prices are spiking. Fertilizer costs more, the chemicals cost more. How do you not pass these costs along to the customer?
Well, unfortunately, we've had to. So my prices went up 15% this year on Fraser fir.
Thomas is charging more than $100 each for his finest trees. Decoration costs are rising too. Kathy Brown operates a 12-month-a-year Christmas store in St. Michael's, Maryland, where there are always ornaments and decorations for sale, but where it's never been more complicated to actually set a price. Are shipping costs impacting you?
Very much.
Surcharges and fuel costs make it pricier to bring the merchandise in and then to send it out. And when it comes to holiday dinner, there's sticker shock there as well, with key staples up between 15 and 25%. But despite inflation pressures, the National Retail Federation is still bullish. They're expecting holiday sales could jump 8% from last year, more than $900 billion after 2 holidays disrupted by COVID and supply chain crises. For Karen Hilton, she'll cut back on other holiday expenses, but not on gifts.
Thank you so much.
Especially for her 5-year-old granddaughter, Amelia.
No, I'd rather not get something than not get her something.
These industries have challenges, but they also have jobs. There is a pressing need for seasonal workers, and they have a built-in advantage. It's the holidays. People are not willing to sacrifice all their traditions. Scott McFarland, CBS News, Bethesda, Maryland.
Grocery stores are not the only places sometimes dealing with empty shelves. Many Americans are also having trouble finding high-profile prescription drugs. Among those hard-to-find medications, the antibiotic amoxicillin and the ADHD treatment Adderall. Experts say some of these shortages are being caused by a significant recent rise in 3 viral illnesses: COVID-19, RSV, and the flu. The Consumer Healthcare Products Association says drug makers are working nonstop to fill the demand. The Department of Energy is giving a financial charge to the electric vehicle industry. Today, the DOE's Loan Programs Office will issue a $2.5 billion loan aimed toward the creation of 3 lithium battery manufacturing plants in Ohio, Michigan, and Tennessee. The funds will go to Ultium Cells LLC, which is a partnership between General Motors and LG Energy Solutions. The Biden White House says its goal is to have electric vehicles account for 50% of all new vehicle sales in the U.S. by 2030. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm says this move will help make the U.S. less reliant on other countries for battery cell production. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear another challenge to President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. The latest challenge was brought by 2 borrowers, Myra Brown and Alexander Taylor, who are not qualified for the full debt relief forgiveness. Justices will debate whether the 2 challengers have the legal right to bring the case before the court and also discussed the authorization of President Biden's plan. The court also announced today that it is leaving the program blocked, at least for now. So far, no debt has been canceled. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are facing a looming government shutdown at the end of the week if they fail to pass a stopgap funding measure. Government funding is set to expire Friday at midnight. To avoid a shutdown, the House and Senate must pass a short-term extension so negotiators can come up with a full-year funding deal. Also on the table, the National Defense Authorization Act, the massive annual must-pass defense policy bill. The House already passed the NDAA. Lawmakers want to get it through before the end of the year. It is expected to get a vote in the Senate this week and be approved with bipartisan support before heading to President Biden's desk for his signature. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, cryptocurrencies and NFTs have made instant millionaires, but also seen major losses. If you're thinking about testing them out, expert advice you'll want to hear first.
Plus, more dry weather on the way for tomorrow, but things change drastically once the sun goes down. Latest on a powerful system heading our way, coming up.